The F1 journey continues to Italy, well known for its architecture, culture, art, opera, and of course, racing. Let's break down the weekend at this iconic track. Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, also known as Imola, is a 5-kilometer track with 19 corners and only one DRS zone. Interesting fact, back in 2007, Formula 1 stopped racing at Imola, leading the circuit owners to undertake major reconstruction work to the track and pit lane facilities. Before we jump into the rest of the video, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and leave your comments below. Let's kick things off with the practice sessions. Huge announcement by Alpine these last few days. Franco Colapinto is back in a car on the grid, replacing Jack Doohan, who took part in 6 of the previous races this season. Some people have the view that it's a bit harsh on both drivers, Jack for being sacked after just 6 races, while Franco is given 5 races to try and prove himself. A very interesting way to run a Formula 1 team, would you say? I know F1 is very cutthroat and can be unrelenting at times, but I am not for that type of management. Do you agree with the move by Alpine to switch the drivers? Comment below. Let's take a look at Jack's performance at Alpine to see if we can justify this decision. So, Jack's race history so far for the 2025 F1 season. Australia, DNF. China, 15th. Japan, 15th again. Bahrain, 14th, his best finish so far this season. Saudi Arabia, 17th. And Miami, another DNF. Okay, I see where Flavio might be going with this one, but maybe he just needed more time in the car. The teams go through such a long and tedious process for selecting a driver and then to just dismiss them in an instant. This is the sad part of the sport, I guess. What do you think? Do you agree with Flavio on this one? FP1 saw a red flag due to Bortoleto sliding into the barriers. I have to ask though, should Stake be looking for another driver to replace Gabriel? He isn't performing well all season, if you ask me. Not sure if I'm seeing the talent out there on the track. Is it the car, the team, or is it just Gabriel? Let us know in the comments below. I'm keen to know which rookie you believe is performing this season given their team and car. Think we all know the answer to this one, but tell me in the comments nonetheless. The McLaren certainly continue to show their pace and performance in FP1, with both drivers topping the table in P1 and P2 at the end of the session, with Carlos Sainz showing true pace in the Williams in P3. FP2 saw a red flag by Hadjar, who managed to get the car going again but then got beached trying to rejoin the track. Lost it on one of the apexes and the car went sliding into the barriers. Luckily for him and the team, no significant damage was done to the car. Which brings us to another funny moment in F1, I guess. Similar to Lando with something being in the driver's seat, we saw Max saying he had a nut in his hand, but then he lost it. Interesting radio messages sometimes in this sport. You got to love it. You can't write this down in a script, it's just natural for them. In the end, Oscar and Norris again on top for the FP2 session, with Pierre Gasly in 3rd, showing what he can do in the Alpine. FP3 saw another Racing Bull spinning, with Liam Lawson doing a full 360 but avoided all the barriers and kept it going. Lando ahead of Oscar for this session and Max in 3rd, a calm session overall for the drivers. Now, let's talk about quali. Q1 started off with a bang. Yuki Tsunoda brings out the red flag and stopping the session. Massive impact for him, even rolling over and a lot of damage on the car. Kinda reminded me of Zhou Guanyu's crash a few years ago. Glad to see he was able to walk away. The medical car definitely needed to be deployed for that one. Sad to see Yuki crash during quali since he was gaining some amount of momentum in the car, I think. Was this the car or driver error on this one? Let us know in the comments below. Another mega crash, but this time from Colapinto. I'm sure Flavio is not impressed by this, but a tough start for Franco as he returns to F1. He has been out of an F1 car for a bit of time and he's still trying to find his groove again, as he did for Williams. The circuit definitely showing that it's no joke. You need to be on top of your A game every single lap. It's tough out there, no doubt. How about Aston Martin in Q2? On the medium tires with Alonso and Stroll finishing the session in P6 and P7. They brought some upgrades for Imola and clearly we're seeing Adrian Newey's input coming through now in the team. Tough one for the Tifosi fans. Both Ferraris out of Q2 in P11 for Charles and P12 for Hamilton. The struggles continue for Ferrari and especially sad to see in their home race of Imola. But how about Sainz dropping a mega time for P1 in the session? The Williams team really making progress with their cars and the drivers as well. As expected, Oscar starting in pole position, Max only 300ths of a second behind, and George Russell taking third place away from Lando. For this session, the surprise was definitely the Astons, no doubt. What surprised you in this session? Comment below. Now, let's talk about the race. Some people saying it was a boring one, I think otherwise. This one started off with a very late braking by Max Verstappen to pass Oscar on the very first lap. Almost some contact there, but was a precision move, no doubt. Hard, fair racing, I would say, but what are your thoughts? Did you think there was any infringements there on Oscar? Did Leclerc push off his best friend Pierre Gasly? I think not. The Alpine driver just going extremely wide, resulting in Pierre losing about 4 positions and going for a wild off-road ride in the process. Tough start for the Frenchman. Mega move by Lando to get past George on lap 11, going on the outside, but the medium tyres certainly took a beating in the battle for third. George pitting on lap 12 because the mediums were just not holding up. A number of other drivers reporting that the mediums might not last to the target laps. Starting on the hards for sure, we saw some good strategy choices there, with Lewis starting on the hards and seeing progress throughout the race. Interesting to see flames coming out of the brake area of the Aston Martin of Alonso after he pitted. Was that a brake issue, or was it just from all that heavy braking for the Imola track? Advantage gained by Max after Piastri pitted, and it was a very slow pit stop at McLaren, coming in at around 3.6 seconds, which is slow for them, unlike the McLaren team, but can't always be the quickest, right? Yuki being told to hold up Piastri, I knew that was going to be a task for Yuki. That pace of Piastri is just way too much for the Red Bull of Yuki. Piastri passing Yuki after about 3 or 4 laps. Piastri, much faster tyres, much fresher tyres than Yuki, so it was a task for Yuki to hold up Piastri. George reporting the rear end moving in even the straight line, so something might have been broken on the Mercedes. Was this a car issue or a driver issue by overthinking the situation? But nothing was wrong with the car, it seems. I say so because the engineers for George couldn't see anything in the data that suggests there is an issue. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Was this George just being George? Max gaining greatly from the virtual safety car due to Esteban Ocon having an issue with his car. And all this happened just after Lando pitted, so tough for the McLaren team. The pit scene was almost chaos with some possible unsafe releases, especially for the Ferrari team. The VSC doing a massive favor for the Williams and Racing Bulls team as well. Full safety car on lap 46 due to Antonelli having an issue with the Merc, tough one to see for him. All the cars slowly bunched up back together and you end up losing all that time advantage that you worked so hard for. Almost everyone pitting for fresh rubber under the safety car. It makes sense. Lando basically asking the team to let him buy Oscar given he was on the fresher tyre. Should McLaren have pitted Oscar as well? What are your thoughts? Battle between Charles and Alex in the closing stage of the race, with Albon going off track and reporting over the radio that that wasn't fair, implying that Charles pushed him off track. For that mistake, Albon lost out to Hamilton as well. The Ferrari is certainly showing much better pace in Imola, especially after having a poor quali and both drivers out in Q2. In the end, Max takes the win and driver of the day. I can agree with that one. Master execution by the team and the driver. Norris managed to pass Oscar to secure second, with Oscar on the older tyres, and he secured third. Still a double podium for McLaren and a good points haul for the team. Next up is the legendary Monaco GP. The most expensive for sure. I really hope we aren't in for another boring race like last year. Who remembers that race? I was about to fall asleep watching that, but we'll see what happens. That's all the time we have for this episode. Be sure to check out our other episodes of Let's Talk F1. Share your comments below, join the discussion, and consider subscribing to the channel. That surely helps us out a lot. Consider subscribing to our Instagram and on Threads as well. Also, check out our merch at ModzCity.com. We feature some F1 inspired merch as well. Plus, new merch is out right now. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, this is Let's Talk F1.